Greetings and salutations. This is Wolffoetowtech coming directly to you through the power of the internet via the YouTube video sharing platform. And today I'm going to review 10 Minutes to Live, which is a 1932 movie. I have to make a correction to this. It's actually two plays or two short movies stuck together to make up this thing, okay? First and foremost, you noticed when I hit that button, it was like ugly as fudge. That is, by the way, a very good indication of. I'm gonna wind it back. See, starts out ugly as fudge. Uh, that that says a lot about this movie. Uh, First and foremost, if you could read my writing, 1932. Oops. It's 57 minutes long and 28 seconds. I'm going to get out with this and say this. That time will become clear by the end about that time. But first and foremost, I'll start with The Faker, which is the first short movie in 10 Minutes to Live. First and foremost, starting with audio and sound. The audio and sound range from below par even for this era, 1932. The quality is below or barely okay, or just manages to be okay. Okay. That is what I can say. There is a whole lot of music in this video, in this movie, particularly in The Faker, the first part of the two stories. However, if you like to cut out all the music and the comedy act in The Faker, which is what the third Faker is roughly around like 25 minutes long or something like that. Yeah. It'll explain right here in the beginning here. See see the quality of that? That's probably just the print right there. But it's a good indication where we're going with this thing. This is typically a no spoilers review, but I feel that this is a special occasion when I kind of should break a bit of that and come to the point here. This is a photoplay, is adapted from the following short stories of a Negro nightlife in Harlem. Story 1, The Faker. Story 2, The Killer. So I'm going to start with The Faker. As I said, the audio is subpar or just on the bottom edge of okay. The visual effects, there are no visual effects. Just people dancing around and stuff like that. Nothing amazing. No special effects or anything like that. They probably couldn't do that even if whatever special effects were around at this time, it was beyond this movie's capacity for. Okay. Camera work. Flipping from camera to frame a shot. A lot of times the camera work is just okay, and at other times there appears to be camera glitches and subtle bad lighting choices and bad lighting in general. Just changing of lighting all of a sudden here and there. So there's bad camera, bad negative work, a bunch of stuff like that. I'm getting into the once I get into the oh god, now I'm into the acting. The actors in The Faker. Let's just say that there's three types of actors in The Faker. There is the overdramatic ones who are overacting, the ones that are just like okay area, and then And the ones that are, yes, I do see how you do that. Okay. Or there is Ida Gold and Ida. Uh, what was I need to fix that one again? There is Ida Gold, and then there's Ida Martin. Which one do you need? I do not know how I could do it more flat than that. There's three actors. There's the ones that overdo it. There's the ones that are just okay, and then there's the ones that are like holding us. You swear they are holding a script and just reading their lines. Yes, I do think that is good. I really would like to do that. What the fuck? This movie's terrible. At least the faker. The story. Don't even bother with the story. It's shit. It's about 25 minutes. The whole faker section is about 25-30 minutes long. If you cut out the bad the old school, the old blackface comedy act, and you cut out all the musical sections in there, which are like the best part of the faker part, and you cut out the music, and that's literally the best part of the faker right there. If you cut that out and you basically take all the scenes where the major characters, the A's and the B characters, the A, the focus characters, and the B setup characters, there's a tie up or connect pieces together. The exposition, they really had to do that in this movie, where they had to have some people sit off to the side and explain, when this person shows up, this will happen. And this is the backstory behind why this will happen. Okay, you probably could cram that down into 2 minutes. If you explained it quickly enough, you could cram it down into 2 minutes. It's a handsome black guy. I'm gonna spoil the fuck out of this a little bit here. This is not even no spoilers review. This is actually going to be it's a bad story. Seriously, nice looking black guy, likes the women. You see him interact with various women, and other characters point out that characteristic, and then there's pointed out another woman in the corner, and bad things happen. Yeah. I just literally told you the whole fucking story. Minus some details, but seriously, it's and the acting between those characters, the black guy, I can't even remember his name. Okay, he was probably the best one in it. All the girls that are in it, all the female actors, there's one decent one. I can't remember. She plays Ida Martin. I don't know her name, but she plays Ida Martin. She is honestly the best female actress in the faker. She has personality. Seriously. All the rest are I am robot. I do this if you ask me to do that, or kind of thing, or other flat personalities like you are a nice gentleman, thank you. Kind of characteristics. Let's just say. Let's go jump to the final thoughts on the faker. It's terrible. It's just terrible. It's a terrible movie. I'm gonna steal a line. It stinks. It stinks. Seriously. That's the critic Jay Sherman, but still, it stinks. My goodness, it stinks. Probably the best part is the slightly racist. No, not the slightly racist. The racist. this is comedy act between two looks like blackface characters, but it looks like actual black people who are doing actual blackface. You know, black people who put that actually was a thing. Interestingly enough, of back in the late 1800s, 1910s, 1920s, some black actors and vaudeville performers would actually blacken themselves up. I mean, actual black actors would like, I see white actors are putting on the shoe polish. I'm gonna go ahead and put some shoe polish on and make myself even blacker, and then I'm gonna crank up the idiosyncrasies in my culture, which are up to 11, and I'm gonna go with that. That is better than the story in The Faker. Okay, that's the first two of the stories in this thing. I had to point that out again. And then there's some decent singing and some decent okay dancing. Then you got okay dancing, and then you have okay dancing without choreography. It's just not good. It's just, and as I said, it basically is, if you focus on the core story, this is a photo play adapted from the following short stories of a Negro nightlife in Harlem. Story 1, The Faker. Story 2, The Killer. Okay, let's go on to see. This has more effort than the whole movie, or at least the Faker part. Okay. Now on to, let it fade out to black. Now on to The Killer. First and foremost, The Killer takes place in the same Harlem nightclub as The Faker story. Okay, or at least half of it. There's some oddities in there on it, but yeah. Let's just say the audio is also bad. I'm not joking. Incidentally enough, as far as the audio is concerned of the killer part, they did a really smart thing. That I'm not joking. I'm gonna come back to this really smart thing they did. I'm gonna really come back to it after I go through the other stuff. First and foremost, the effects, there are none. There's really no effects. There's a little bit of fade away when they transition. Well, there is that fade away, which is a camera work effect thing. So there. As far as camera work is concerned, there's more variety in The Killer, but not by much. Okay? And then on to the acting. Okay, now I'm going to explain what the really good thing they did at various points was. Through the middle section of The Killer, there is a large portion of the movie. Actually, there's multiple points in the movie where the actors don't talk. They all just pant. They all just use gestures and emotion. Stuff like that. And you know what? That improved it. Okay, let's explain this here. First and foremost, the actors in both The Faker and The Killer are most of them are trying to just read their lines off of a script. Like they are literally reading the lines off the script from the producers of The Simpsons. Okay, no, I'm doing it too dynamically. I'm trying to sell the point. From the producers of The Simpsons comes this hilarious animated sitcom about Jay, a New York movie critic, cable television host. Pudgy, balding Jay is not a well-liked man. His unsympathetic boss makes his life miserable. His ex-wife hates him. His adopted parents barely tolerate him. And even makeup lady treats him with disgust. That is the majority of the actors and actresses in the Faker and the Killer. I mean, like, they are literally just like reading off a script. Do you want to choose option A or B? Comes to mind like you are on a phone tree. What the fuck is going on here? I'm usually just I usually have the capacity when I watch movies, play video games, even bad video games, even not good movies, like average movies, below par movies. I can enjoy those movies. I can enjoy dumb action romps. I can enjoy a dumb stuff. Okay. Now, as far as the story is concerned, the end is stupid on the Killer. Okay, that's it. The story on the Killer starts out almost okay, and it kind of goes to good when they stop talking through the flashback sequence. And then when they started talking again, it went downhill. These are like silent era actors who have no fucking clue how to talk. They're worse than I am. And trust me, you watch my videos. You look at me playing video games and I am bad at talking. But seriously, I do not recommend this movie. Obviously, it stinks. It stinks. It stinks. Seriously. It's like they did it on the first try, like I do. But I'm better at it than them. And I'm a hack. By the way, the only reason I have this movie is it came in the 50 Dark Crimes collection. There's no thinking in this movie. There's nothing cerebral about it. It's just A to B on the story with both stories having small flashback sections, which oddly enough are better than the rest of the stories. For dumb reasons. Seriously. It's like someone came up with this dumb gimmick or something. Couldn't come up with any idea how to work out everything around it, but just still had to do it. By the way, the dumb gimmick is having two different stories occur inside of a nightclub, and having a joke. Admittedly, the best joke was in the fake. There was a good joke in the Faker in the flashback scene, and then there was the silent period in the flashback in the Killer. And those two, the joke in the flashback scene in the Faker and the flashback scene in the Killer, are the two best moments of the movie, of both halves of this movie. I'm not joking. Oh, I'm gonna save you for the. I'm seriously gonna save you. Okay, the joke is that the player black guy supposedly married a woman, and they got into an argument, and the black guy, the woman runs out after the black guy tells him. I can't even remember his name. It almost seems like it's not relevant because they pretty much just like slapdash this whole thing together. They don't even mention any names of any of the characters really. The black guy, the Faker, the black guy starts laughing when the woman points out that she is married to him, because he prior to this point stated that he is not married to any woman. So she goes and gets the marriage license, and she runs out with the marriage license and shows it to the guy. and the Faker says, You're funny. That's a license, all right. It's a dog license. Did you ever read this thing? And the woman looks at it really close, and gets. And runs away. And she comes back with a gun to shoot the guy. But that is literally the best part of the Faker. Everything else is shit. I just literally told you the best part of the Faker. And I basically roughly described what the best part of the Killer was literally the silent and flashback section, which was probably the best part of the whole movie. But still, honestly, it's just overcrowded. There's like 25. The Faker is like 25 minutes, 30 minutes long, and there's probably about like 2 to 5 minutes of actual story. If you set the lines, the actual relevant lines of all the characters in the Faker, and you said it quickly enough, you could probably cram them inside of 2 minutes. Easy. You might, if you could speak like a country auctioneer, a farm auctioneer, you could probably say all the lines in less than a minute. No effort. That's literally the best part of the Faker. And this movie is not worth getting. 10 Minutes to Live. It consists of the Faker and the Killer. It is, as it says, it's basically sticking two plays, photo plays. That's what they call it. This is like the setup to the Faker. This is the other okay part of it. This is probably good actor 1, okay 1. He overacts a little bit, and good okay actress 1. And all the other characters in the Faker suck. I mean, suck. And he overacts. He pours on the charm, like seriously, like honey. He actually tends to change how he says the lines. In the beginning, he'll say his lines with more of a southern gentleman's accent with a lot of waggle to it. And then when you get to like the rest of the scenes, after this scene and after the first few shots of him talking to another girl, he'll kind of revert to more of a laid-back speaking style, and then he'll change it back up, and it's inconsistent. But still, I mean, like, these are the two best people right here, acting-wise, in the Faker section, and the one lady in the Killer section are the best. The one lady and the one gentleman. And the gentleman is basically just a supporting character to the lady, but that's about it. You see her for a few seconds at the beginning, or a minute or so, and it's not funny. There's like the racist, black-faced comedy section at the beginning that is interesting as a porthole back into the culture of those era. That's the only thing good about it. And then there's that one joke about the dog license, which is probably the best. I'm not joking. Is literally the best thing about the Faker, other than like the song and dance routine. Not the dance routines. There's some decent dance moves, but it's mostly singing that's probably the best thing about it. The next best thing. And then there's the Killer, which is basically the silent movie section, the silent movie flashback section. That is the best moment of that movie. And then there's the end scene, which is sort of just a bit on the dumb side. And both of these short movies crammed into one movie, which is called, I'm going over 25 minutes and 27 seconds. Oh my goodness, I'm ranting. Are terrible. I'm not joking. It's fucking terrible. It stinks, in the words of Jay Sherman. As I said, I usually can find something to enjoy about a movie, even if it's a poor or crummy movie, bad movie. I grew up on kaiju movies. I loved Son of Godzilla. I loved the really old campy shit. But this is like, oh my god, it sucks. They put no effort into putting it together. They tried to like bang it out within 5 seconds, and the actors, this is probably where they went and got the actors. They went and grabbed various dancers and singers, amateur dancers and singers, dirt cheap, said, we want you to dance, here's a quick routine, okay, there you go, fucking dance. The band will start playing, there you go. It's a terrible movie. It's terrible. I'm not joking. As I said, I'm reviewing various movies. There's some good ones in here. I'm not joking. But then you get some shit like that. It's just... terrible. There's some interesting things in the movie, but interesting things don't quite make up for the terrible. I'm not joking, seriously. This is not a good movie. Well, thank you very much for stopping by. I'm not going to do channel updates because I rambled. And I rambled and I rambled. If you want to do channel, you want to see what I'm doing, is go to my channel, look up and down the upload list, or the video section, in other words, and you'll see what I've been up to, what I've been doing. There. If you're really curious, you can leave questions in the comment section below. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening, and I'm going to have to get back into a little Smash because I truly need to... I might actually watch that. I need to do some catch-up and get my mind off this terrible movie. Thank you. See you again.